Okay, so this is an interesting trial that Judge Hayward is conducting, overhearing. Mom has 9 kids. Her youngest is 4 years old, but she's fighting an addiction on her own. Her addiction is not crack, it's not meth, it's not weed. It's she has an alcohol addiction. So she's on trial. Well, basically, she was being punished for a simple battery and assault trial, right? What she did was she got in an altercation with other people that were around her. She really don't know these people all that well. So to put it in a nutshell, she did some things that she didn't have to do. She got into a fight. Now she got to do basically 120 days in jail. But they're going to allow her to do it on weekends, 2 days out of the week for 60 months. That's a long time. That's a long time that she's going to have to endure these charges. That means she can't get in no more trouble. She says she's starting to attend classes for her mental health and things like that. But nevertheless, let's dive into the case. Not the case. Let's dive into the case. Let's dive into the case, and then we'll come back and give our ending comment.
You're welcome. All right, so Joyner, that motion has been withdrawn. All right, I'll guess. Oh, they're not back yet. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Wright, for the clarification.
You're welcome. Do I need to clarify for everyone in the room?
No, we're good.
Good morning, Your Honor. We believe we have a resolution to Ms. Renika Bird's case.
All right, we have a plea.
We do have a plea, Your Honor. We have a plea agreement with the state.
Okay. Solicitor Payne,
Yes, Your Honor.
when you're ready, we can take the plea for Bird while we're still waiting for Ms. Hahn's case.
I'm ready, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, bring Ms. Bird up to the computer.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is Ms. Bird.
Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Renika LaShun Bird, 2023 CR 10534. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Mr. Taz Taylor is with you at the podium. And Mr. Taylor, your client is charged with battery, count 1 by provocation, and simple battery, count 2. What does she plead to the offenses before the court?
Your Honor, Ms. Bird is pleading guilty to the offenses.
Okay. All right. Am I entering a plea of guilty to counts 1 and 2, or is one of them going to merge?
Ms. Payne, I believe they merged, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yes, Your Honor. 2 would merge into count 1.
All right. So by entering a plea of guilty to count 1, count 2 will merge. You you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yeah.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about June 18th of 2023, officers did respond to 5013 Courtney Drive, which is Efficiency Lodge in Clayton County, Georgia, and made contact with Miss Katoria Menfield, who stated that she was punched several times in the face by the defendant, and who also threw her to the ground, and the officers observed swollen nose and abrasions on her knee. And all this occurred in Clayton County. And the recommendation for the plea is for count 1, 12 months to serve 120 days jail, balance suspended upon her having no contact with Miss Katoria Menfield, and count 2 would merge into count 1.
All right, so you said 120 days in jail?
Yes, she has a battery from 1999, a battery family violence from 2016, and a battery family violence from 2018 that she's pled guilty to.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor. We agree with the state's recommendation. However, we do wish for the sentence to be served on weekends, and we've discussed that with the state. Ms. Bird, it's okay, we're up here. Ms. Bird has minor children, which she has to care for. In addition, she is currently on felony probation, where she is reporting weekly and doing drug testing every week, taking mandatory AA classes, and participating in a DRC class every Tuesday, which confirms her attendance at the AA meeting classes before, or the AA sessions before she can attend the class. And she's also enrolled in and beginning to participate in the Potter's House outpatient program. We feel that if she is allowed to serve her sentence on weekends, she can continue to participate in the probation and in mainly the drug testing and the drug classes, which would be a benefit to everyone involved.
Okay, so Miss Menfield, how is Miss Menfield known to Miss Bird?
The two parties, I don't believe they know each other. It was an incident that occurred, an altercation between several parties at an apartment complex.
So is this a substance abuse issue, or are we dealing with something else?
The particular instance was not related to any kind of substance abuse. It was an argument or of some sort between multiple parties. Ms. Bird is accused and does stipulate that, or does admit to having physical contact with the alleged victim, or the victim in this case. However, the victim immediately afterwards went to her car and pulled a gun and shot at Ms. Bird. This wasn't a situation where Ms. Bird was acting randomly, but she doesn't know the victim and does not anticipate any contact going forward.
Miss Bird, you seem to be where all the problems are. I don't know if it's you not, I mean, like, what's going on? How old are your kids?
I have 9 children, ma'am. My youngest is 4 and 10 and 13.
And who's caring for those children?
Me. And I will, if you allow me to speak on this, I do struggle with alcoholism. It's been a struggle with me for quite a while. Majority of these incidents occurred when I was under the influence. That's why I went in and got myself enrolled in inpatient, because I'm trying to better myself. I really am.
Okay, can I ask you something?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you intend to have any more kids?
No, absolutely not. My baby's 4. No, ma'am.
I mean, that don't mean nothing. You got 9, so you got a proven track record of fertility. I'm just saying, your kids deserve to have a mom who's not always under the threat of going to jail. And as long as you're on probation or parole, you have the possibility of going to jail. When they tell me 120 days, but Judge, I want to spend it on weekends, that's like 60 weekends. That's more than a year of going to jail every weekend. So when are you going to spend time with them babies? Miss Bird, that's why I'm asking. I sort of was kind of asking if there was maybe a mental health issue that needed some attention because,
They did. Okay. I'm sorry.
go ahead, tell me.
They did give me a mental health evaluation, and they did diagnose me with post-traumatic stress disorder that I take medication for, yes.
Okay, I got you. All right, so that is a little bit clearer. And I'm glad that you are in the programs that you're in, even if they're court ordered, because at some point you got to take control of your life. Okay, and the reason that you have to take control of your life is that A, your life is not over and it deserves to be better, but you have kids and your youngest is 4, and that they don't deserve chaos and instability. That's the worst thing you can do for a child. You talk about PTSD, you want to cause PTSD in a developing children, you make their world chaotic and unstable.
Right.
And so when you put yourself in a situation where somebody could go to their car, you could not be here right now. That was not a situation you needed to be in all the way around. That's one of those mind your business, stay in your room situations.
I agree.
But you could have taken yourself completely away from your children. I'm one of those people who's hard-headed enough to believe that no problem that you're faced with is insurmountable with the right direction and the right motivation. But you got to make your kids your motivation, because you, at the time that this happened, you would have had a baby. That 4-year-old was a baby, and you putting yourself in a situation where you could potentially get shot. The next time you decide you're going to pop off about something, that you're going to get hot-headed, that you're going to go forward instead of walking away, remember that if something goes way left, who's taking care of your child? Who you got lined up to take care of these kids? Let's talk about that.
Nobody.
No, that's not the time to fall apart. We're having a pragmatic discussion. This is practical stuff. If you are not here, who's taking care of the 4 you still taking care of? And it's not fair to put them on the other 5 that you have who are already trying to get their lives together. Who's taking care of the 4-year-old? Who's taking care of the 9-year-old? Who wants to take on all that responsibility? I am a fan of people bringing children into this world and raising them properly, which means giving them stability and love, whether that's in a single parent household, or because I was raised by a single parent, or whether that's in a family with 2 parents. I don't care what they look like if they're giving stability to these kids. But what I'm telling you is we keep bringing kids into situations that they don't deserve. We just having babies, and then our life is unstable. And that means their life is chaotic and unstable. And so you're putting yourself in a situation where somebody could have blown your head off because you got mad and participated in an argument. Who was going to take care of them babies? Name 2 people you trust to take care of them like they should be taken care of.
My mom is deceased.
The what?
My mother is deceased. I have older kids.
Okay, well, they don't deserve to have to be an instant parent. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You chose to have kids, they didn't. You got me?
Yeah.
So you need to preserve your life and sanity so that you can take care of these kids that you decided to bring here. Bringing 9 babies into the world is a conscious decision. And so when you make that decision, you make the decision to bring them in a situation where they're going to be stable, where they're not going to go out and commit these same offenses, where they're not going to spend 120 days in jail. So you need to get your life right.
I know. I'm working on it.
The next time you think about slipping, you better call up a picture of that 4-year-old in your head and imagine what happens when DFACS has to take care of them because you're not here. I mean, all the crying in the world ain't going to change the situation you're currently in. I mean, sometimes crying is cathartic. Do it if that's what you need to do. But what I need you to do is once you finish crying, I need you to girl up and get your life straight. because nobody else is going to do it. And even those people who say, well, you know, my mama would take care of my kids. Your parents don't want your kids. They have already raised kids. They don't want yours. I'm going to tell you right now. They want to be on cruises. They want to be sitting in their garden. They want to be shopping at discount stores. That's what grandparents want to do. They want to raise another set of kids. These kids are different. All right. So I'll accept the plea because Mr. Taylor seems to think that you can do it. And I don't have a dog in this fight one way or the other. But what I will tell you is if you mess up, you coming back to see me. And if you mess up, you're going to fail your kids. Now, coming back to see me is the least of your worries. Failing your kids is the most. You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to count 1. Count 2 will merge. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 120 days on weekends. And I'll put you on probation so that you're that's monitored. After the service of 120 days on weekends, you'll turn yourself in by 6 p.m. on Friday. And you'll be released by 6 p.m. on Sunday. Make whatever arrangements you need to make for your kids for the next 60 weekends.
Okay.
Holidays, birthdays, you show up or you coming back to speak with me. We're clear?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
last thing you want to do is spend 120 days straight in the Clayton County Jail.
Mhm.
All right?
Thank
So
you.
you'll come every weekend at every Friday at 6 p.m. Until you have completed service of your 120 days. You're to have no contact with Katoria Menfield. You're to have no violent behavior during the course of your probation. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any new offenses that you pick up, you coming right back to see me, and you have to worry about your felony probation. So you're on a real tight string. You're on a balance beam. You better be Simone Biles, because if you fall off that balance beam one way or the other, your children are going to suffer. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So when you leave the courtroom, you're going to go to the right. Once you exit, you're going to go talk to Ms. James, who is our probation expert. She's going to explain everything that you need to know. You're going to be on probation until such time as you complete all of your days to be spent. And the reason you're going to be on probation is because of the need for supervision. Now, this is the only issue that I have. She's probably going to need to have both count 1 and count 2, because if she's going to do 60 days, that's going to be outside the 12 months. So she's going to have 2 run consecutive with count 1 so she can complete.
Yes, Your Honor, we just ask that once the 120 days is completed into the second year, that probation terminates.
That's okay. Yeah, I'll allow probation to terminate.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, go see Miss James. Thank you. Hold on just a second.
Your Honor, before she leaves, Mr. Mormon, which is the victim on the second case, is on and was wondering if he could just make a statement.
Just one second. All right. Where is he? Mr. Mormon, is it?
Paige Mormon, I don't think he ever changed his name. I believe he is the LGELMK 500.
Okay, for the person who is LGELMK 500, is that Mr. Mormon? Okay, I can't hear or see you.
If he stepped away, I was just informed by the victim advocate that he requested to make a statement. But
Okay.
if he's not responding, then he's not
Yeah.
responding.
All right. All right. Remember what I said, Ms. Bird. Your kids don't have time for you to get it together. They need you now. So make the best effort that you can to be the best mother that you can, and don't have any more babies right now, ma'am. I don't care if people get mad at me for saying that. You take care of the ones you got. We clear? All right. Go outside, speak with Miss James, take a left. Count 1 and count 2 will run consecutive. And then we'll move on from there. All right. So you have an announcement for me, Ms. Hahn?
Excuse me, Judge, I'm
Bless you.
sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Is her jail time to start this Friday?
Mr. Taylor, she's starting this Friday?
Yeah.
Ms.
Yes.
Purdy indicates she can start this Friday.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we have.
Okay, so thank you for all who stuck around at this case. It broke my heart seeing mom cry at the end, but at the end of the day, a lot of people are dealing with internal issues from childhood, traumas, and things like that. You got 9 kids, your youngest at 4, but they can't have no weekends with mama for the next 60 days. 60 months, right? Because she got to do these 120 days. She got to do these 120 days for her actions. And then there's fines on top of that. So nine kids can't see mom on the weekends, can't do none of this stuff because of some of the behavioral pattern of mama. And once these people get you in the system, I'm telling you, they don't care about you. Once they get you in that system, I've seen video after video, the way they talk to you, the demeanor. It's just unbecoming. But nevertheless, thank you for all who subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, like the video. You can support the channel through Cash App or Super Chat. And once again, we'll see you in the next video.